Good evening. Welcome to the Bakersfield Speedway California Raceway video. Your host here, Mike Mosier, the race doctor, pit side right now. Walking through the pits on the chart here tonight, we have the late models, the modified streets, and the hobby stocks. Late models been off for the last 3-4 weeks, so they're a hungry crew coming in tonight looking to kick some booty. But right now we're in the modified street stock pit side with the number 78 driver, Ralph Cook. Ralph, why don't you come on in here? How you doing, Ralph?
Just fine, just fine.
Nice to see you here. I know you've been jet setting all over the continent. Where was your last trip?
The last trip was Indonesia, and I've got projects getting ready to go back to Indonesia. Then I got to go down to Peru, and we may wind up going to Russia about the end of the year, doing enhanced oil recovery projects in the oil industry. And there's not much work in Kern County, so you got to go wherever the work is.
Well, I understand that. Now you say enhanced recovery. You going to the microbial enhancement, or are you going with some other kind of sophisticated lift?
We're going to inject polymer systems downhole that withstand temperatures up to 300, 350 degrees Fahrenheit to block the water entry into the oil wells so that the oil companies can get the oil out a little easier.
All right, very good. Well, you know, what do? You take your race car with you and you race all over the continent, or do you keep her here?
No, I park it. It's one of the few things that I don't have to worry about when I get back is fixing the race car like I normally have to do every week.
All right, so I know that you're not chasing points because you're in and out of the States quite a bit, but you're always running up front. What do you have special set up for us tonight? I noticed you were doing a little bit of gauging of your circumference on tires and whatnot. You got anything special you figured out this track and going to go out and kick some booty?
Well, we're going to give it a try. We thought we had it won last week, and sway bar link let go on the left front corner, and that caused the left front unload going in and the left rear unload coming out, and it's slowed us down a bit, and we wound up second. So hopefully we can solve that tonight with we put some Loctite on the sway bar link, and it's not going to come off. Well, we're checking what we're doing. What you saw me doing was checking the tires, checking the diameter and the stagger on the tires, trying to get the right combinations, trying to outguess the track, trying to outguess the other drivers. The guy that gets it, as long as the guy's got a good car and he's a pretty good driver, if he gets the right combination, he may be just a little faster than everybody else, and that's what we're all trying to do on the dirt. One thing that makes dirt racing so interesting, it's not just the same thing every week. As the track changes, we got to change these cars.
Exactly. You know, I used to campaign with you many, many years ago. You still out here campaigning. How many years have you been running? And, well, you tell me how many years, what have you been running in? What divisions?
Well, I started out in what is similar to the hobby stock division years ago in a Hudson Hornet at Western Speedway at 139th and Western, I guess it was, in Gardena. And ran Ascot for a number of years with NASCAR Late Model Sportsman. It's when I found out that if you don't have the money to run with the big boys, you just don't run with them. There's no way around it. I ran one time at Riverside, same problem. You just can't run with them if you haven't got the money for it. We're running this division because it's a good competitive division. The cars handle reasonably well. You can set these cars up to where they run well. They run actually they run faster than our old late model Sportsman did, running 4 barrels on essentially the same kind of engines. The reason I don't try to run a late model is I just can't afford the money to sit out there and run in the front. This is probably your most closely contested division out here, simply for several tracks around, simply because there's so many good cars. There's at least a dozen cars that can win any given night, given a break.
Well, I know you've run at least 30, 40 different tracks all over the country. How does Bakersfield track compare to those? Of course, I'm talking about the facility, the lights, but primarily the handleability, the track banking, the quality clay, etc.
It's a good track. It's got good facility. One thing I really like about this track is you've got power in the pits so that you can run your electrical equipment. The fact that the track is a little small is that's a problem, because that means you're doing a lot of pushing and shoving, and most of my racing over the years was at Ascot on the half mile when they used to run the stock cars on the half mile out there, and I like the big tracks because you don't drive into each other quite so much, and that's probably one of my failings is on Bakersfield, is I probably don't bang on them as hard as I should. It's just too many years of running those big tracks where if you touch people at 100 miles an hour, you both wind up in the wall. It takes 2 records to put your car in the trailer. But this is a good track, especially since it was widened out a few years ago. And they've done an excellent job the last 2 seasons of keeping the track surface damp and keeping the track surface from rutting out. And on that basis, this is one of the best dirt tracks in the area. If I had if I had this unlimited wish, like if I could wish I could win the lottery, if I could wish I could make this track magically a little something different, what would I do? I'd make it about 100 yards longer on each straightaway, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that because of the cities and the county codes and stuff.
All right, well, that's excellent. We do appreciate you, Ralph Cook. On that note, we're going to say, hey, let's look at your car. Let's step back this direction here, Ralph. We appreciate you, by golly, for being in here with California Raceway Video. Here we're looking at the number 78 car. Your sponsor's $495.
BC Ray Tire, Wade over there, BC Ray on Pierce Road, and Matt's Texaco Express Lube, and a couple of guys that help me in the pits at complete mechanical repair every week. Darren and Bob.
Darren and Bob.
And let me tell you something. You cannot do it by yourself. You got to have these guys. It's a team effort. It's a team operation. When anybody wins out here, it's because they've got some crew behind them that help them do the work.
You bet it. You said it. There he is, Ralph Cook. By golly, kick some booty tonight, buddy.
What's that mean?
That means we're on board here as the race doctor Mike Mosier pit side with our salesman out here, Gary Holder. Gary, how you doing?
Very well, thank you. It could be a little bit cooler and it'd be nicer.
I tell you for sure. Of course, heat causes damage to motors, and that makes your sales a little bit higher. What do you call your supply trailer here?
Well, we call it Trackside Parts Service.
Trackside Parts Service. I know you sell all kinds of tires. What brand tires do you run? What divisions?
Well, right now in the street stock and late model, we're exclusively McCreary, and for the hobby stock division, we're featuring the Remington Maxim tire.
Maximum tire, and looking over my shoulder, I see you got methanol in there, of course. The IMCA modifieds, several of the SCRA, midgets, whatnot, use that. What other fuels do you carry on your trailer on a nightly basis?
Well, we carry Magnum Racing gasolines. My feeling is it's probably the best there is for the dollar today.
And what kind of octane rating is Magnum?
Well, you're looking at 108 octane.
108 octane. Well, that's real good. Look over your shoulder here a little bit, Gary. I see he has some rims, some hose nozzles, some battery clamps. We got some restrictors for the radiator. We got air gauges, all kinds of baffles and filters. What else you got up there?
Well, Mike, you're pretty sharp. I didn't know you'd recognize all that kind of stuff. We got a little bit of everything: tear-offs, gloves, motor oil, spark plugs, water wetters, keep your engine cool, transmission fluid, a little bit of everything.
And possibly in there, Pub, you have, well, you did say fire gloves, but there was something I was looking for, actually in particular, tubes for the tires.
Absolutely, we have tubes. We stock the tubes for the IMCA and the street and the hobby stock division, which is regular passenger car tubes, what that is. And we also have the racing tubes for the late models, the guy that wants to spend the bucks.
How long have you been doing this, Gary?
Too long. I think it's been about probably 10 years now.
And, of course, on the side, you also are a car builder. I see your car every once in a while up there in Tulare and sometimes down here. That runs in what division?
Well, we have a dwarf car. Unfortunately, here in this part of the valley, the dwarf cars are not, there's not that many of them. And so sales on dwarf cars are not so hot. So we fixed it. We opened up a radiator shop. We're now in the radiator business.
You're in the radiator business, but you still have that car for sale?
Absolutely, sure do.
And what's the deal on today's special? Out the door, turnkey, get it and go.
Well, it's almost a giveaway, Mike. You're looking at $9,000 investment. We'll take $4,000 for it.
Oh boy, my wallet's twitching now. Well, Gary, I sure appreciate you. I know the racers appreciate you down here all the time. Tire changer here, all busting tires, whatnot. You work your booty off, and they do appreciate it. They tell me that every night.
Well, thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
Gary Holder. Doing what they do best.
Staying out of the sun, huh?
Staying out of the heat. Well, here we are trackside. Once again, the race doctor, of course, Mike Mosier, looking at the Wayne Cox Gunite Special, the 86 car, Chad Reichenbach. Chad, nice to see you here tonight.
Nice to see you again, too, Mike.
All right, always a favorite campaigner out here. Also, we have the sister car, the 186 car. Piloting that car here tonight is the old shoe himself, Rodney Michaels. Rodney, how you doing?
Oh, fine, Mike. Nice to be back.
Great. I know Rodney used to run out here back in the old days when I was running, and he's had a little hiatus away from racing. Is this the first time you've been in the car in several years?
Actually, last weekend we went to Porterville to where I could get a few test laps and then come out here and see what happens tonight.
And how did it feel up there? You've been in a modified street and then you jump into a little go faster late model. What was that transition like?
There's quite a bit of difference. It's kind of hard to handle.
No doubt. And Chad, I know you've been doing some real good campaigning out there at Pearsonville. Where you stand in that series?
I really don't know. I haven't seen the points yet. I think we're second in the points over there. We've won a couple races, couple seconds and thirds. Been just traveling around, racing all over.
The cars here, they're very, very similar in their cosmetics. How about under the hood and suspension?
Yeah, the cars are real close. Just about the same car.
Now, the car you're running in Pearsonville, that is more of the IMCA late model rules?
No, actually, I've been running this car over there. We built that. We got a new car from GRT in Arkansas, and we took it up to Porterville last weekend and tested it, but we haven't raced it yet.
And which one are you? Were you not running an IMCA late model though in one of the tracks?
Yeah, IMCA late models is Pearsonville, but we've just been running this car with them, taking all the lead off of it and running it. We built that new car for it, but we haven't taken it over there yet.
All right, so anything special for Bakersfield Speedway tonight between you two? You know, when you guys get on the track, you say, okay, Rodney, now you hold the guys back, let me get a little start, you know, and I'll jump out there, then you go ahead and let it go. Do you do that? Or is it once you get on the track, it's like kick butt and forget who's out there?
Well, we both run our own races. We're both, you know, been doing it a long time. We raced together years ago, and you know we respect each other's driving. And my goal tonight is go to the front and lead and win this thing.
That'll be great to see the 286, of course, the 86 and the 186. Rodney, now you're campaigning that 186. Is your philosophy a little different than Chad's in racing in that you want to hit it right from the get-go and push the throttle and fire your way all the way through the traps, or do you want to wait a little bit and let them stretch out, then work them off? And once you come behind this guy, if you're not already in front of him, are you going to treat him like anybody else, or are you going to go out there and bang and knock on him a little bit and say, look out, home squeeze, we're coming through?
Well, I'll probably end up starting in the back, and then we'll see what happens from there. And if I work my way up to him, then, you know, like Lonnie says, you don't come to the races to finish second. So let's see what happens.
Exactly. I tell you what, well, we'll be looking forward. I love the look of these cars, you know, the flames and all on it. It's a great touch. We appreciate you guys, Rodney. It's nice to have you back on trackside.
Nice to be back.
Chad, nice to have you back too.
You bet.
All right, we'll be looking for you guys in Winter Circle. Good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
All right, round one qualifier for the hobby stock division. August 5th, 1995 on the pole, sponsored by Chevron Lube and RER, the number 43 car, Tim Scott. Outside front row, that Jeff Gordon lookalike car, the number 24, your driver out of Bakersfield, Adam Wren. Second row inside, the 69 car. Comes to us out of Bakersfield, popular driver out here, big hand for Virgil Riddle. The 14 car comes to us by the way of Bakersfield. Your driver, Rick Henderson. The 33 car brought to you by BC Ray Tires. The green machine, big hand for Jammin', Jerry Horlacker. The number 25 car brought to you by Bryant's Radiator. You pick, you save, and California Raceway Video. Your driver, Roger Herrick. And the 52 car, a new driver in that car tonight out of Bakersfield. Big hand for Bouncin' Billy Hammonds. Lights out, we're going green. Adam Wren with a nice start, sticks it deep into turn one, but washes out up to the high groove, opens the door, and up comes the 14 car, Rick Henderson. Adam Wren a little loose, but Scott right on his tail, looking to come up. Roger Herrick, the 25 car, running fourth. Adam Wren goes up high, gets loose out of turn two. And Tim Scott now moves up that second position. A great challenge back there and for that third spot between Wren and Herrick. Tim Scott hanging on for dear life as your leader, the 14 car. Rick Henderson gets loose out of two. And Herrick on the high side. That's slippery up there. Look out, mama. And Roger Herrick now moves up to third. Adam Wren back to fourth. Virgil Riddle off turn 2, making a muscle move down low. He's got the RPM, he's pushing it on into 3. And Virgil Riddle makes a nice pass. Billy Hammonds on the backside, getting a little loose out of turn 4. 4 laps down, 4 to go. Tim Scott up high, Roger Herrick down low. Going into turn 3 action, a fight for that second position. Scott got crossed up. Herrick got a bump on him. Herrick up high in the marbles, turn 1. Scott up there also, side by side off 2, going down the back chute. Herrick and Scott. Your leader, the 14 car Rick Henderson, a complete straightaway advantage. Roger Herrick now up to 2nd, Tim Scott back to 3rd, Virgil Riddle 4th, Adam Wren 5th, and Billy Hammond 6th. White flag this time around. Your leader, Rick Henderson. Adam Wren with a muscle move into turn 1 underneath of Riddle. Hammered him on the inside. Riddle goes up high. Here's your winner of the 14 car of Rick Henderson. Roger Herrick 2nd, Tim Scott 3rd, and Adam Wren 4th. Jammin' Jerry Horlacher 5th, Virgil Riddle, and then Billy Hammonds. A great long distance win out there. He ran away with it, never looked back. The 14 car of Rick Henderson. On the pole, the 04 car out of Lake Isabella. Big hand for Bobby Riggs. Front row outside the 32J car. Your driver, Scott Trahan, changing cars here tonight. Second row inside the number 50 car, also out of Bakersfield. Big hand for Wayne Kaufman. Second row outside the 69P car, your or 76P, that is Jerry Morgantini. Third row inside the number 32 car, Ramblin' Ron Schmidt. Then the 37 car of Gentleman Tim Bewley, and the 16H of Jeff Houston's Lights Out, We Look to Go Green. Oh boy, a nice push on the 32J, first into turn 1, Scott Trahan, but Jerry Morgantini comes out of 2, your leader. With him, the 37 of Tim Bewley. Look out, Houston's got a little love tap from Scott Trahan, and Houston's on the handle, gets it covered up, does a 360 in turn 1. Your leader now coming off turn 4 as Houston's in turn 1. Jerry Morgantini. Gentleman Tim Bewley with a nice entrance into turn 1, coming off turn 2. A little more RPM as he closes ground on Morgantini. Ramblin' Ron Schmidt now up to 3rd. Wayne Kaufman 4th. Bobby Riggs back to 6th. Gentleman Tim Bewley, turn 3 action. A nice power move into 3. Washes up high, able to hang on to the lead. Tim Bewley, sponsored by Nails by Lori and Bleacher Bombs. Jerry Morgantini back to 2nd. 3rd is Ron Schmidt, and Wayne Kaufman in the yellow number 50 in turn 4, starting to work the backside of Schmidt over. Five down, 3 to go. Your leader now coming out of turn 4, the yellow 37 of Bewley. Bewley, Morgantini, Schmidt, and Kaufman. White flag action this time out. Wayne Kaufman still trying to reel Ron Schmidt in. They come off turn 2. And your winner coming off turn 4, gentlemen, Tim Bewley. Jerry Morgantini, second. Ramblin' Ron Schmidt, third. That Matt's Texaco Express Lube car. And Wayne Kaufman, fourth. Scott Trahan, fifth. And the young driver, Jeff Houston's. Can for Mark Roberts. Sponsored there by Powerhouse. Outside front row, you find the number 42 car, your driver Marvin Least. Second row inside, you find the 40 car, also sponsored by Marlin's Machine Powerhouse, the number 40 car, Lacey Laura Ferris. Outside second row, you find the 05 car. Your driver here tonight, Flipper Don Cargill. Third row inside, the number 49 car out of Shafter. Big hand for Lloyd Reed. And finally outside in the last row, currently second place in points, the 66 car, sponsored by A1 Radiator. Your driver in the Oldsmobile, Jumpin' Jim Deedy. That's the starting grid here for round 3 qualifier. Lights out, we'll look for a green out of turn 4. Mark Roberts sets the pace off turn 4. RPM starts to build. Tinker sets him free. Mark Roberts first into turn 1. Makes contact with Marvin Least. Look at the Master Cargill out of turn 2. He hammers his way up the front and he's your leader. Mark Roberts back in second. Marvin Least third. Laura Ferris comes back. She's now running third. Looks like fuel dropping out the backside of the 42 car, Marvin Least, but Flipper Don Cargill up front. Mark Roberts running second. Jim Deedy on the backside of Roberts. Roberts hanging on the lower groove. Jim Deedy's coming up on the high side. It's Mark Roberts down low, Jim Deedy up high, coming off turn 2, and Deedy makes the pass. Your leader now coming over the start-finish line. 4 down, 4 to go. Jim Deedy up to second. Mark Roberts now running third. Lloyd Reed fourth. Lacey Laura Ferris on the high side. Turn 2 action. Oh, Mark Roberts goes up in smoke as he enters turn 1. I'm not sure what that's all about. Parks it over there up out of turn 2. We go yellow flag for him. And he has a fire underneath the car itself. You can see the flames spilling down. Apparently lost the motor and the oil dripping down. It has ignited just every so slightly. Quickly over there with the fire rescue are Johnny on the spot, fleet-footed Phil Cummings. This guy, when a track meet anywhere he goes, always comes to the action. He came all the way out of turn 4 and he was the first man there. I tell you what, this guy real quick. I'd want him on my football team. Once again, the car involved is the number 91. We call him Hook. That's Mark Roberts. Or out of the back chute rather. Flipper Cargill sets a slow pace, puts the amps up, and we go on the green. Jim Deedy does not want him to get away from him this time. Closes ground out of turn 2. It's Cargill out front. Dee running second. Lacey Laura Ferris running third. With a right rear flat on the 49 car, Lloyd Reed, he goes off the track. White flag this time around for Don Cargill. Dee does not want him to get away, but there's not enough time. Here comes your winner off turn 4. Flipper Don Cargill. Brought to you by Southwest Garage and Cargill's Welding. Jim Dee second. Lacey Laura Ferris.
The Hook Master, what's going on, Hook? Oh, come over and talk. Well, we're waiting for some other stuff to go down. How you doing there, Hook?
I'll be pretty good.
Feeling pretty good, all right. I'll tell you what, let me come over here so I can get this this video camera up here, California Raceway video, get this recorded. I tell you what, this guy here is a marvel in disguise, believe me. A big man with a huge heart. Mark Roberts. Yes, indeed. I tell you what, he was up there. He had definitely qualified into the main event here tonight until his motor went away. Next to me here, I got a representative from Matco Tools, Jim Miller. Jim, how you doing, bud?
Real good, real good.
I tell you what, Jim Miller and the race fans here at the Bakersfield Speedway have got together Mr. Mark Roberts. We call him Hook, of course. And it says here, Matco Tools Award presented to Mark Hook Roberts, heat race winner, June 17, 1995, Bakersfield Speedway. Beautiful picture of his car getting sideways in the track. And with a fan appreciation to you, Hook, Mark Roberts.
When he won this race, I was standing up there in turn 4. I've been here for 49 years. And when he won the race, I had a lump in my throat. This guy, with as big a heart as he is big, has accomplished more with less than a lot of us do. And I would like to say this in appreciation from all you fans, because this trophy is from you fans. I've talked to a lot of you people. I've talked to a lot of the race people. I've talked to Doug, Sandy, talked to Mike. This is from you people. And on a count of 3, how about giving him a big hand for as big a heart as he's got? 1, 2, 3. Wait. Thank you.
All right, I appreciate that. Of course, Mark Roberts, indeed, you're an inspiration to all of us other race fans out here, and let alone race car drivers. I know that Jim Miller also had a little lump in his throat in making that presentation. That was pretty good. But I tell you what, Mark, you do satisfy a lot of needs for all of us race fans out here when you come out and do what you do. We appreciate you, Mark.
Thank you.
All right, how about a big hand for Mark Roberts? Ben Mock, your leader into turn 1, off turn 2. The Flying Hawaiian now running third. Jay Marks up on the high side, up to second. Speedy Steve Cargill on the 4th position. The Flying Hawaiian gets loose out of turn 1.
The number 8 car now running 5th on the track. Your driver there is Jim Perry. Oh, turn 2 action. J Marks down low. Mock up high. Side by side into turn 3. It's Mock and Marks. Marks passes Mock, now the leader in the 08 car. The 16 car running 3rd, Danny Lewis. Speedy Steve Cargill in that 4th position. And then you pick up the 8B of Jim Perry. All right, 5 laps down, 3 to go. J Marks the leader, Ben Mock running 2nd, Danny Lewis 3rd, Steve Cargill 4th, Jim Perry 5th. Danny Lewis 3rd, now working the backside of the 77 car, Ben Mock. White flag this time around. J Marks taking no prisoners here tonight. J Marks well on his way to victory. Ben Mock getting loose out of turn 2. Danny Lewis has an eyes. He has a shot at it. But here's your winner, J Marks. Ben Mock 2nd, Danny Lewis 3rd, Steve Cargill 4th, and Jim Perry 5th. Boy, J Marks was out there to kick booty, and he did in a big way. He takes the main event, or the main event, he takes the round 3 qualifier for the hobby division. On the pole, the number 34 car out of Bakersfield. Big hand for Lonnie Welch. Front row outside, the number 52 car, the Chewy's Mesquite Broiler Special out of Bakersfield. Big hand for James the Hammer Hemmons. The number 18 car next in the lineup comes to us out of Lindsay, California. Big hand for Kevin Collier. No way, dude. Outside of Collier, the 78 car out of Bakersfield, a hard charger here. Look out for Ralph Cook. And the number 17 car next in the lineup, your current points leader, the 94 track champion, Slippery Steve Nolan. We're on the green. Lonnie Welch off of turn 2. We go on the yellow. I'm not sure, the starter was not real enthusiastic about giving the green out. I'm not sure if the lineup was incorrect or they weren't lined up real well. So we'll go to a restart. The 17 car sponsored in there by American Truck Parts and Eagle Brand Snacks. Notice the 18, the red 18 car of Kevin Collier having a little smoke come out the backside of his car. I noticed that a little bit earlier. We'll keep an eye on that car. He is definitely a hard charger here. And we come off turn 4 again. First off turn 2, your leader, Lonnie Welch. Jim Hemmons running 2nd, Collier 3rd, Nolan 4th, Cook 5th. Hemmons with the inside muscle move into turn 1. Welch opens the door off 2. Hemmons with the RPM, sticks it deep into 3, side by side into 3 and 4. And Hemmons comes out of 4 and makes the pass. Hemmons makes the pass, he's your leader. Lonnie Welch running 2nd. Kevin Collier 3rd. This race is for all you popsicle lovers. Your leader off turn 4, the 52 car of James the Hammer Hammonds. Hammonds driving a nice line into turn 1 off turn 2 real straight. That'll give a little more lead over the second place runner, Lonnie Welch. Oh, what a beautiful drive by your leader out there. James the Hammer Hammonds, a nice entry and exit. A challenge for second now with the 18 car of Collier. Collier down in the lower groove, makes the pass out of 4. Lonnie Welch at San Joaquin Roofing, number 34, back to 3rd. White flag this time. The 78 car of Matt's Express Lube and BC Ray Tires. Ralph Cook can't find the way around. Steve Nolan both driving the same line, but here comes your winner, James Hammonds. Kevin Collier second, Lonnie Welch third, Steve Nolan, and then Ralph Cook. Oh, what a beautiful drive by the 52 car of Jim Hammonds. Say it louder. Okay. Once again, you see the smoke. In the 32 car. Normally he drives a different car, the 76 car. Representing Taft, California, driver Charlie Jones. Outside front row, the maroon number 9 out of Porterville, your driver Glenn Hughes. The number 2 car, sponsored by Scott Pounds Motorsports and Discount Corner, Dashing Daryl Hood. And the 75 car of Robert Gurin out of Harbor City. Glenn Hughes, the leader, off turn 2 as Hood gets a little loose. The 75 car, Robert Gurin, has been up here a couple times before this year, so it's like his 3rd visit. Currently running 3rd in that orange 75 car. Gurin up high, Hood underneath. A real battle raging for that 3rd and 4th position. Charlie Jones in the Napa Auto Parts out of Taft, hanging on to that 2nd spot, and up comes Daryl Hood to 3rd. Hood gets on the inside bumper and gives him a left tap, pushes him up high. Four down, 4 to go. Your leader, the number 9 of Glenn Hughes. Bumper to bumper race action for that 2nd and 3rd spot. Charlie Jones and Daryl Hood. Hood gives him a hammer going into 3. Drifts him up high and out comes Hood. Charlie Jones a little irritated with that heavy action as he went into turn 3. Tried to nibble back at him. 6 down. We'll have a white flag given to your leader, the number 9 of Glenn Hughes. Daryl Hood second, up to 2nd. Charlie Jones back to 3rd. And here's your winner off turn 4, Glenn Hughes. Daryl Hood 2nd, Charlie Jones 3rd, and Rob Gurin 4th. All right, next qualifier for the modified street on the pole, the number 91 car out of Porterville, sponsored in there by American Truck Parts and Eagle Brand Snacks. He was the driver of the year in 1994. Big hand for Billy Noland. The number 44 car, sponsored in there by Manzella Chiropractic, Abbott's Crankshaft. Out of Bakersfield, big hand for Rick Childress. The number 4J car out of Bakersfield, sponsored by Ed's 4x4. Chad Jeffries Race Car Paints, known as Super Phil Matthews, the number 79 car. Out of Lake Isabella, Jim the Hammer Harker. Childress off turn 2, your leader. Harker with a power move, now running second. James the Hammer Harker on the backside of Childress. Opens the door for Nolan. Nolan looks at it, can't hold the mustard on the doggy, and he has to go back for that third spot. Harker with a power move down the main chute, sticks it deep into turn 1, your new leader. In the white 79 car representing Lake Isabella, Rick Childress having trouble, drops off the pace, and up comes the 91 car of Nolan, now running second. Super Phil Matthews up to third. Four down, 4 to go. Swift Rivers Welding, Jim Harker, your leader. American Truck Parts, Billy Nolan running second. Chad Jeffries Race Car Paints running third. Six down, 2 to go. Billy Nolan looks like he's starting to reel your leader in, but not enough time as the winner off turn 4, the 79 car of James the Hammer Harker. White flag action, one more time to go. Can Nolan pull it off? Harker got a little sideways out of turn 2. And Harker takes the win. Nolan second. And Super Phil Matthews. So we tried to shorten him up by 1 lap, I guess, but Harker got a little loose out of 2, let Nolan close the gap, but still not enough time. Your winner out of Lake Isabella, Jim Harker. Okay, bud. He's definitely got the power here tonight. Next up will be the late model round 1 qualifier. All right, on the pole, the white number 44 car comes to us out of Bakersfield. Your driver, Mike Hood. Outside front row, sponsored by Bookout Motors, the number 7 car, Greg Bookout. The number 28 car, sponsored by Miller Genuine Draft. Your driver, Joe Whitlow. The number 86 car, sponsored by Wayne Cox Gunite. Your driver, Chad Reichenbach. And the number 41 car out of Anaheim, Billy Griffin. Lights out, we're going to the green. No start, no start. Everybody all over the track, but the 44 car of Mike Hood had a little too much advantage off turn 4, and Dennis Tinker wisely shut him down. We'll go for a complete restart. Mike Hood sets the pace as he comes into 4. We go on the green, a quick green, and Greg Bookout. Greg Bookout was anticipating that green, and he got it with a nice start. Chad Reichenbach right all over the backside of him. Greg Bookout, your leader. Chad Reichenbach, second. Mike Hood, Joe Whitlow, and Billy Griffin. Bookout, Bake Bobbles, turn 2, and Reichenbach moves up. Here you can see smoke coming out of the 28 car of Whitlow. Whitlow gets sideways, Griffin collected up. Oh boy. What originally happened, here you can see smoke coming out of the 28 car of Whitlow. Whitlow gets sideways, Griffin collected up. Oh boy. What back up and was off to the races, and all of a sudden the 41 car of Billy Griffin had nowhere to go and made contact in the driver's door with Joe Whitlow. Safety crew out there quickly checking that driver out. Chad Reichenbach sets the pace down the back chute. Greg Bookout right on the backside. We go on the green. Down, 2 to go. 86 car, Chad Reichenbach, your leader. The number 7 of Greg Bookout. White flag now given to Chad Reichenbach, your leader. Billy Griffin now up to 4th. Here comes your winner off turn 4, Chad Reichenbach. Greg Bookout second, Mike Hood third, Billy Griffin 4th, and Joe Whitlow 5th. A Criswell special, all Ford power, your driver, Rick Gifford. Outside front row, the number 83 car next in the lineup. He also is out of Bakersfield, big hand for Dustin Abernathy. The number 23 car out of Porterville, your driver, Mike Collins. The number 1 car, your current points leader, Scott Pounds, and the 186 car, Rodney Michaels. Gifford first off turn 2. Your leader, Mike Collins, running second. Dustin Abernathy on the high side, running third. Collins with a muscle move going into 3, gets on the low side. Side by side down the main chute, it's Gifford and Collins into turn 1. Collins makes the pass off of 2. Gifford gets tagged on the backside by Dustin Abernathy, and while they're fighting it out, up comes the Scott Pounds. Scott Pounds, your current points leader, now finds his way up to second. Abernathy playing the Ridge Runner route here. The yellow 83 car. Pounds takes a look underneath Collins, turn 2 action. Collins opens the door, Pounds sticks it down low. Oh, a nice drive by Collins to hold Scott Pounds off, but again, turn 2 action. Pounds gets his nose underneath his quarter panel, sticks it deep into 3. Clean driving up front, a great race, and Pounds makes the move. A real clean pass by Scott Pounds, followed by the 23 car of Mike Collins. White flag this time around. Running third is that Ford-powered Rick Gifford in the 95 car. Rodney Michaels in the 186. Michaels with a power move into 3. Look out, turn 3 action. Scott Pounds wins it. Mike Collins second. The 186 of Rodney Michaels finishes up third. Dustin Abernathy fourth, and Rick Gifford fifth. So we had a little body contact out there between the 186 of Rodney Michaels and the 95 of Rick Gifford. Gifford comes up there and gives him a little how do you do, wags his tail at him a moment. You find the number 13 car, new car to Bakersfield in his graphics, but he's been here many, many times. American Recycling, the sponsor. Big hand for Jay Ellenberg. The 51 car, Eric McCord. The 74 car, Jeff Hilton. And the 32 car, Greg Clark. McCorder spins it in turn one rather. Greg Clark, your leader now, and we go yellow. Eric McCorder. McCorder out of turn 4 on the restart, your leader. One lap down, the 32 car of Greg Clark, and then Jeff Hilton. Hilton with a little airfoil on that door, still has a lot of muscle, sticking it deep into turn 3. There you can see the door tore off that blue and white number 74 car, Jeff Hilton. A little air turbulence there. He's probably getting a pretty good blow coming into that car. Talking to his dad a little bit earlier, he said you're having a little trouble heating this evening. But Hilton now on the backside coming into Greg Clark. Hilton sticks it in deep. And Greg Clark making a muscle move on Hilton. What's all that about? Greg Clark drove right down on top of Hilton, down the main chute. Your leader still the 51 car of Eric McCorder. He's still going to town. White flag now being given to the leader, Eric McCorder. The 32 car of Greg Clark comes off at turn 4. And here comes your winner, the 51 car. Your winner, Eric McCorder. Greg Clark second. Jeff Hilton third, and fourth, making it back for the checkered is the 13 car, Jay Ellenberg. There should be, because I don't use mine anymore, so there should be a spare sitting. On the pole, the number 24 car out of Bakersfield, Adam Wren. Outside front row, the 50 car, Wayne Kaufman. The number 69 car, Virgil Riddle. The number 32 J, Scott Trahan. The number 52 car, Billy Hammond. And the 33 car, Jammin' Jerry Horlacher. 12 laps, top 4 to the main, lights out, we're looking for the green. Dennis Tinker looks him over, and no green. Adam Wren with a little extra air conditioning to keep that engine cool, but that doesn't look real safe. And Adam Wren makes it out on the track. We go green. Wayne Kaufman, your leader off turn 2. Coming up strong, started dead last, the 33 car, Jam and Jerry Horlacher. Virgil Riddle getting real loose off turn 4. Pushes at the apex of 1 and 2. Jam and Horlacher looks underneath, can't pull the trigger. Horlacher with a pass out of turn 4, now up to second. Virgil Riddle third. Jeff Houston's now up to 4th. Top 4 will go to the main. Jeff Houston's on the bubble. Scott Trahan looking to take that pass. Houston's not settling for that 4th position, makes an attack on Riddle up on the high side out of 2. Houston's on the high side, Riddle down low into turn 3. They make contact and Scott Trahan loses the handle on it. Horlacher all over the track in turn 4, and Houston's now up to second. The yellow number 50 of Wayne Kaufman, your leader. Jeff Houston starting to reel him in. Your top 4 runners right now, the yellow 50 of Kaufman, yellow and red 16H of Jeff Houston's, the 33 of Jam and Jerry Horlacher, and then Virgil Riddle. Turn 2 action. Houston's tried to make a move on the high side. Kaufman was having trouble and he pushed up and they both had to back off the gas. A race for that first position. Houston's now on the back bumper of Kaufman as they go into turn 3. Kaufman bobbles, opens the door, and Jeff Houston's makes the pass. The 16/8 of Jeff Houston's now up front. Down, 2 to go. Adam Wren on the backside, looking to be a lapped car right now. And right in front of Wren is a 32J of Scott Trahan. White flag being shown to Jeff Houston's. A lot of sparks coming out of the 24 car now of Adam Wren. Here comes your winner off turn 4, the 16H of Jeff Houston's. Wayne Kaufman second. Jam and Jerry Horlacher third. Virgil Riddle 4th. That's your 4 transferees. And Billy Hammond's just missing it by 1 position, finishing up 5th. 6th, Scott Trahan, and then Adam Wren still having a lot of sparks coming around that battery box area. And Jeff Houston's fan club elated with that victory, starting way in the back now, and he wins that as he goes off the track. Marvin Least, outside front row, the number 11 car, sponsored by C&L Auto Wrecking. Sutton Chevron, your driver, Speedy Steve Cargill. Then the 49 car of Lloyd Reed out of Shafter, the number 8B of Jim Perry, number 2 of Roger Remy Jr., and the 04 of Bobby Riggs. Speedy Steve Cargill into turn 1, off turn 2. Your leader, Marvin Least, running second. A fight for that third position. Lloyd Reed sticks his nose into 3, makes a transition to third. And Jim Perry on the way back on the high side, now making a bid for that third spot. The black 8B of Jim Perry now up to third, getting past Lloyd Reed. Your leader off turn 4, Speedy Steve Cargill. One of the bad boys street rods. Jim Perry now up to second as Marvin Least drops back. Lloyd Reed now bidding for that third spot. Roger Remy Jr. now trying to work over the man on the bubble in that 42 car, Marvin Least. Cargill a little loose off turn 2 as well as Jim Perry. Marvin Least trying to hang on. Roger Remy Jr. has a look at him going into 3. Bobby Riggs right behind Roger Remy Jr. The 8B of Jim Perry now starting to reel the leader in. Seven laps down, 5 to go. Your leader, Speedy Steve Cargill. But Jim Perry and Lloyd Reed now starting to join that hunt up front. Cargill loses a left rear tire. Cargill loses the left rear. He's still up front as we go yellow. Tire now up in the apex of 1 and 2. Oh, tough break for a guy that had made the transition to the main event and loses a left rear. That's a tough drive home there with just the right rear power. We go back on the green. All 4 of these cars are guaranteed a transfer position. The 49 car, Lloyd Reed running second. Then you find the 42 car of Marvin Least third. And then the Flying Hawaiian Roger Remy Jr. in the yellow number 2. He is fourth on the track. Least bobbles a moment and, oh, look out. Roger Remy Jr. makes contact with Marvin Least. Least back to fourth. White flag action this time around to Jim Perry. And here's your winner, Jim Perry. Lloyd Reed second, and here comes the Flying Hawaiian, Roger Remy Jr. And your fourth and final qualifier to the main, the 42 car of Marvin Least. The number 8B of Jim Perry, your winner, as he comes across the start-finish line, getting ready to go out the exit gate, that black Nova. Modified Street Stock main event, 25 laps of competition on the pole. The number 34 car, brought to you by San Joaquin Roofing out of Bakersfield. Big hand for Lonnie Welch. Outside front row, the number 32 car out of Taft, California, sponsored by JNS Automotive. Your driver, Charlie Jones. Next row inside, you find the number 91 car. He was the driver of the year for 94, sponsored by American Truck Parts and Eagle Brand Snacks. Your driver, Billy Noland.
That's when you draw.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Next car in the lineup will be the 52 car. That's Chewy's Mesquite Broiler Special out of Bakersfield. Your driver in the 52 car. Big hand for James the Hammer Hammonds. Next row inside, the number 9 car comes to us out of Porterville. Big hand for Glenn Hughes. Moving back a little bit further, you find the driver out of Lindsay, California in the red 18 car, Kevin Collier. The number 14 car, sponsored by Manzella Chiropractic, BC Ray Tire, and Abbott's Crankshaft. Big hand for Rick Childress. The black number 2 car, sponsored by Scott Pounds Motorsport, Discount Corner. Your driver, Dashing Daryl Hood. The number 4J car out of Bakersfield, Ed's 4x4, Chad Jefferson's Race Car Paint, Super Phil Matthews, We Go Green. Lonnie Welch, your leader into turn 3. Billy Nolan, James the Hammer Hammonds. Charlie Jones on the high side. Gathers it back up. Charlie Jones in that 6th position. Right behind him, the black number 2 of Daryl Hood. And Hood with a muscle move going into 3, moves up to the 6th position. Nose to tail, your front 3 runners, Welch, Billy Nolan, and James the Hammer Hammonds. Billy Nolan with a muscle move into 3. Has position on Welch, gets loose out of 4, and Welch comes right back at him into turn 1. Pushes out of turn 2, opens the door, and Billy Nolan now up to 1st. James the Hammer Hammonds up to 2nd. Kevin Collier getting wedged into a couple of cars there, got airborne momentarily, and he slides back to 6th. Daryl Hood up to 4th. And Glenn Hughes up in smoke out of turn 2. And James the Hammer Hammonds, your leader. The Hammer going to town here. Billy Nolan runs 2nd. Kevin Collier 3rd, Daryl Hood 4th, and Super Phil Matthews now up to 5th. Matthews have had some rash of bad luck lately, but he's looking good here tonight. Kevin Collier with a pass on the high side off, now up to 2nd. Charlie Jones and Rob Gurin get twisted up in 4. Hammonds opens the door for Collier. Hammond sticks it into 3. Collier on the bottom side, Hammonds up high. Hammond's hanging on for dear life in that first position. He takes it back. A nice drive by the 52 car. A whale of a ride as Collier was working on the inside of him. James Hammond holds the door tight in turn 4, but opens it in turn 1. Collier's right there, but Hammer has a lot of power here tonight. Out of turn 2, it's Darrell Hood underneath of Billy Nolan. Darrell Hood now up to 3rd, Nolan back to 4th. Super Phil Matthews 5th, Steve Nolan 6th. Your leader now looking at lap traffic in front of him. That orange 75 of Rob Gerwin. And Kevin Collier has mechanical failure and he drops off the pace. Darrell Hood now up to 2nd. Billy Nolan 3rd and Super Phil Matthews 4th now. And Super Phil has problems. He opens the door and Steve Nolan now up to 4th. ...21 laps down. Make that 19 as Hammonds leads the pack into turn 3. Darrell Hood in the black number 2 running strong, but a great 12 car lengths back. James the Hammer Hammond schooling these homeboys here tonight. Oh boy. Hammonds with a good straightaway advantage over the 2nd place Hood. Running 3rd is the 91 car of Billy Nolan and then Steve Nolan 4th. And Ralph Cook now up to 5th. There you can see Billy Nolan, the 91 car. He's currently running 3rd on a track, but his brother, the 17 car, Steve Nolan, working the inside of him. They go into turn 3. The Nolan boys side by side into 4. Billy Nolan gets crossed up, opens the door and up jumps Ralph Cook. Billy Nolan hits the main chute wall with his right front. And Ralph Cook now up to 3rd as we go white flag action. One more time around. James Hammond's your leader. Billy Nolan falls off the pace. And here's your winner off turn 4, James the Hammer Hammonds. Darrell Hood 2nd. Super Phil Matthews 3rd. Ralph Cook 4th. Steve Nolan 5th. 6th goes to Jim Harker. Holy mackerel, what has the Hammer been doing here tonight? He kicked some booty.
All right, a little celebration hug from his wife. There's your main event winner trophy there, by golly, James Hammer Hammond. Holy mackerel, look at the sauna bath going on. Let's move over to the front side for our video. Come on, LeVon, come on over here with us. Was any of that coming on to you when you were driving that big beast?
No, I just haven't finished shut her down. She started getting warm.
Well, I tell you what, James Hammer Hammond, you were making a whale of a battle out there. You hooked up, and I've never seen you fly and drive, like I said, during your qualifying heat race. You had such a great line going into turn 1, and off turn 2 you were level and smooth, looking like a champion, and you take it to the front with the checkered flag. What do you feel like here tonight?
Well, it's great. There's nothing like winning, man. Guy comes out all year long, just struggling. I got to thank the crew. Without the crew, we wouldn't be here. My dad, all the wives. Last few weeks, we've had a little help from Mr. Sheffield, which has helped us out a lot. And I just thank everybody for the support.
All right, I tell you what, a real fine job. Now I've got a big man. He gets a kiss from the trophy girl, his wife, Levine. Your winner, James the Hammond Hammond. All right, definitely a happy couple here tonight. And we are selling tickets down here for the sauna bath. If you want to come
Outside of him, the 77 car of Ben Mock. Jerry Morgantini and Lacey Laura Ferris. We're on the green. Flipper, Don Cargill running fourth. Tim Scott loses a handle in turn 2, and up comes Ben Mock. Mock opens the door, Scott down low. Flipper, Don Cargill, now up to second. Oh, a tire, and he gets up on 2 wheels. Flipper, Don Cargill, lost the right rear, got up on 2 tires, almost flipped over, and Lacey Laura Ferris jumps up on the high side trying to avoid contact. Also having trouble down there was the number 8B of Jim Perry. So lights are out. We'll look for a restart as we go into the back chute. Lacey Laura Ferris running fourth. Ramblin' Ron Schmidt right behind her in 7th. Jay Marks in 8th. Jeff Houston's 9th. And we're on the green. Laura Ferris with a power move underneath Herrick. Laura Ferris now up to 5th. Laura Ferris with a move down the back chute into 3, getting underneath of Tim Bewley now to 4th. Your leader, Ben Mock, spins out with a right rear flat. And your new leader, the 43 of Tim Scott. Lacey Laura Ferris out of turn 4 makes the pass. She's running second. Looking good here tonight. Roger Herrick currently running 5th on the track behind Jay Marks that pushes up high in turn 3. Opens the door, Herrick off turn 4. Jerry Morgantini bobbles a bit. Jay Marks makes the pass, and Herrick with a nice move into turn 3. Jay Marks now up to 3rd. Roger Herrick makes the pass to 4th. Morgantini gets underneath Herrick out of turn 2. And Speedy Steve Cargill up high in turn 3 off the pace. Jay Marks running 3rd, right behind Laura Ferris. And Jeff Houston's now on the move on the high side. The Ridge Runner goes into turn 1 up high. Jeff Houston's the Ridge Runner gets past Morgantini. Houston's now into 6th. Your leader, Tim Scott, loses the handle in 4. Jay Marks makes a power shot. And Jay Marks comes out your leader. Laura Ferris in the second. Roger Herrick to third. Jeff Houston's up to fourth. Tim Scott ended up with a right front flat. Tough break. He was running a good straight front position. Jim Deedy now up to fifth in that black 66 car. Jay Marks into turn one, your leader. Jeff Houston's on the high side, out of turn two, makes a pass on Herrick. Houston's now up to third. We got a wreck in turn one. Wreck in turn one as the 32 car, Ramblin' Ron Schmidt, plants his right front wheel on the backside. I believe that's the 16 car of Danny Lewis.
I'm not sure on the other one.
The 16 car of Danny Lewis has a right front tire in his rear package shelf. Jay Marks, your leader, sets the pace down the back chute. Lacey Laura Ferris right on his bumper. We go green. Laura Ferris, sponsored by Marlin's Machine and Powerhouse, or Performance Machine. That's Performance Machine, rather. And Jay Marks with a big ol' huge lead all of a sudden. Roger Herrick up to third. Herrick sets his eyes on the backside of Laura Ferris. Jeff Houston's underneath of Herrick. And Houston makes a power move into turn three. He's up to third now. Lacey Laura Ferris with Jeff Houston's right on her back bumper. Then you pick up Roger Herrick and then James Deedy. Deedy with an opportunity to move first place in the point structure here tonight. The Ridge runner, Jeff Houston's up high, but got up in the marbles. Oh, he falls way off the pace. And now Roger Herrick running third. Apparent flat tire on the right side of the Houston car. Right front flat on the 16H of Jeff Houston's, and a right front flat on the 43 of Tim Scott. White flag given to your leader, Jay Marks. Running second, Lacey Laura Ferris. Roger Herrick running third. He sits currently third in the point structure, and he'll move up a piece. And your leader falling way off the pace. Can he make it? Oh boy, he rolls across, and a hood falls off. Fire on Jammin' Jerry Horlacher. A piece of body part came loose and Horlacher hit it, got airborne, and now Tim Bewley picks it up. Debris sitting in the main chute here. That's what happened to Horlacher. It tore probably a fuel line loose going into the fuel pump. Quick ignition, Horlacher out of the car and is okay. But what a great win for your feature winner here tonight, Jay Marks.
Jay, the Madman Marks, getting congratulations by his sister. Come on over here, Jay, by golly. You got that up there, Tinker? Jay Marks, way over right. I just moved over here to our California Raceway video to pick up this interview. Jay Marks, the winner here in his picture race. You've been kicking booty all year, and all of a sudden here you are in the winner's circle. What's it feel like, my friend?
Well, I just feel like it's about time. I've been having some bad luck the first 5 races. Finished the 4th and the 5th, and got a second lap. Everything was just perfect tonight.
Exactly right. Really perfect. I think you got a whale of a fan club. These guys all from Lake Isabella?
Yeah, they all are. They come down here every week, and there's a few of them missing tonight, but the ones that are here make up for doing.
What are you running for a power plant under that Nova?
We're running an inline 6-cylinder.
An inline 6-cylinder?
Yeah, out of an old 42 good.
Yeah, you believe that, and I got some high rights to land over in Florida, I can tell you too, buddy. But anyway, Madman, Jay Marks, the Zero Ray car, you made a winner here tonight. Let him hear it. Thanks, buddy. Well, good job.
The number 32, Greg Clark. The number 23 is Mike Collins. The 51, Eric McCorder. The 86 car, Chad Reichenbach. The number 1 car, Scott Pounds. The number 74 car, Jeff Hilton. We're on the green. Ellenberg up high. Running third. Greg Bookout second. Oh, Ellenberg up high, close to the wall. Makes contact, comes back down in 4th. Ellenberg running 4th, your leader Mike Hood in the 44 car. Greg Bookout gets loose off turn 4. Gathers it back up, he hanging on to that second spot. Greg Clark runs 3rd, Eric McCorder up to 4th. Hood flies off down the back chute in turn 4. That Hood came off the 41 car, Billy Griffin. There's your leader, the white 44 of Mike Hood, off turn 4. He sets it up down tight going into turn 1. Greg Bookout, a little different entry line as he goes up higher, drops it down. He's running 2nd. Eric McCorder in the 51 car, he's 4th. Greg Bookout took a look underneath of Hood momentarily. Hood kept the door closed on him. McCorder gets hit hard by Mike Collins. McCorder comes out and hits the main chute wall. Keeps traveling, no harm, no foul, I guess. Billy Griffin gets picked up by Jay Ellenberg, sets him loose. Mike Collins hits the wall as he comes high into turn 1. And Mike Collins parks it below the American fence sign. We go yellow on the track. My gosh, is this a hobby stock race or what? These guys are out for all kinds of leather being bent here tonight. Mike Hood sets the pace into the back straight. And we go green. Nose to tail off turn 2. Pounds with an inside move on Clark. Clark tries to close the door and successful in closing that door off turn 4. But on the high side, Greg Clark in third. Greg Bookout. Bookout slides underneath of Hood, making contact, and up front comes Greg Bookout, your leader. Scott Pounds up high, 2 abreast off 2. Mike Hood gets looped, look out. Chad Reichenbach and Greg Clark make contact down the front chute. Holy mackerel, what's going on here, mama? That's your leader right there, the number 7 of Greg Bookout. Indicate to the drivers next time in the back chute will go green. Bookout sets the pace and he gets on the gas. We're on the green. Pounds out of turn 2. A muscle move into 3, and Pounds makes a clean pass on Greg Clark. Pounds now up to second. Whitlow and Reichenbach swapping paint as they came out of turn 4. Hilton with a lot of RPM off turn 2. Hilton now on the move. Rodney Michaels in the 186. 4th, Chad Reichenbach in the 86, 5th. Currently 6th, the 13 car of Jay Ellenberg. But Joe Whitlow makes a pass on him going into 3. Scott Pounds now starting to reel your leader in. Greg Bookout. Scott Pounds about 8 car lengths behind him. Greg Bookout loose off turn 4. Rodney Michaels opens the door, and Chad Reichenbach, his sister car, banging some metal there. Michaels trying to hold Reichenbach. Michaels opens the door, and up comes Chad Reichenbach. Reichenbach now up to 4th. Rodney Michaels back to 5th. Joe Whitlow loses the handle into turn 2. And your leader, Bookout. Your new leader is number 1 car, Scott Pounds, is Bookout. I saw him lose it out of 4. 26 down, 4 to go. The number 1 car, Scott Pounds, your leader. The number 7 car, Greg Clark, running second. Or Greg Bookout, rather. Greg Clark running third. Now being reeled in by the 86 car, Chad Reichenbach. White flag action. Here comes the white flag to your leader, Pounds. And here's your winner, Scott Pounds. The number 7 car, Greg Clark, second. Greg Bookout, second, rather. Greg Clark, third. Chad Reichenbach, fourth. Rodney Michaels, fifth. Oh boy, a tumultuous main event for the late models.
Nice drive, Scott. How you doing, bud? I'm doing great tonight. I couldn't believe that. Well, I'll tell you what, you're a hard charger knocking on the door for a long time there. When Mike Hood came out of turn 4 and got crossed up, Greg Clark was below you. You're up on the high side. It was looking like that Hood was going to gather back up, then he just lost it and crossed all the way over. You were clean coming out of 4, and you made that transition, and up front, there you were. I'll tell you, I learned a few weeks ago, if you don't have about an inch of luck, it don't matter how good you are, because I had a few races there and no luck. The last few weeks, I've had all the luck. And I got to dedicate this to my wife up there, because she does a lot for it.
I'll tell you what, there's the Lord's hand taking the work on here with Scott Pounds and his lovely wife. Of course, I looked at the pits a little bit earlier when we came in. I seen your IMCA modified. You're going to have both cars out here for next Saturday's races?
Yeah, that's the car I drove at the beginning of the year. That's the one Jerry Jones owns, and he's going to run the last few races of the season. If I need it, I'll use it. He's going to go play a while. I'll have both my cars out here, but that's the other car.
That's the red number 1. Of course, you're sporting that yellow and white number 1, and you know, you did a whale of a job here. We're glad to see you in the winter, so if you did a nice clean drive here tonight. How about everybody giving the winner here, Scott Pounds, the main event? Three wins in a row.
I've had 2 IMCA wins in a row. I won last night in Ventura in the distance, so we're on a good streak.
All right, there you go, Scott Pounds.
Here's to you, by golly. Budweiser, king of beers, brought to you by, of course, Advanced Beverage right here in Bakersfield, Anheuser-Busch, and, of course, Advanced Beverage, the Lazzarini family, bringing all the racing here tonight at the Bakersfield Speedway. Hope you enjoyed all of this racing action as much as I did. Tremendous amount of scraping and bopping going on, whatever. Again, next Saturday night here we'll have the late models, the modified streets, the hobby stocks, and the IMCA modified. So we want you to be sure to come back for that race next Saturday night. Your host here, Mike Mosier, the race doctor, along with Jeff Christensen, our California Raceway videographer, bringing all the action to you from green flag to checkered flag all through the evening. So until next Saturday night here, that'll be August 13th, we say good night to y'all. Take care, and may God bless each and every one of you. See you down at Lamppost Pizza, along with Buckport Brands Barbecue.